Hello, N4H&H here with the Yaesu FTdx10, and this is another nitpick video, the second nitpick video. And if you agree with me about what I'm about to show you, then perhaps you can help out by calling Yaesu or writing to Yaesu, going to their web page, click Contact Us, whichever method you prefer, and request that they improve this. Now, this is not a flaw in the radio, but I believe I would call it a missed opportunity. So I had a request to show how you can set the band edges in the Waterfall or 3D spectrum scope, whichever way you're using. By the way, you see that? That's the noise from our washing machine. It's running right now. As it cycles, you'll see that noise. See, it's cycling. The washing machine has an inverter drive. So just wanted you to know what that is in case somebody sees that and ask, what is it? It's not a bunch of signals. That's literally broadband noise from the inverter drive of a computer-controlled washing machine. But let me show you my nitpick. So I shot a video, I don't know, 2 or 3 videos ago about how to set the spectrum in your Waterfall. And because the request came in asking how to do that. So for example, if you're a general class operator and you only want to see the span or the spectrum of 80 meters that you're allowed to operate, then you would do something like this. Long press the fix button and put in 3.8. That's enough, and just hit enter. So that sets the lower band edge at 3.8. And so you know now, and you see the little arrows, I showed that in the previous video. That means that I'm not within the boundaries yet. There we go. As soon as you see the green and red arrows, then you are now inside of the band edge that you set. Here's where the problem comes in. How do you set the top band edge? Well, it works out that on 80 meters you can do it, because what you do is you hit span. See, right now it's going to 4.3. because I have a 500K span. So I'm going to change it to 200K. Now, indeed, we are seeing 3.8 to 4 megahertz, the span that a general class operator would be allowed to transmit in, and for sideband. And this is not doing CW. This is just the sideband span. So that was the way the request came in to me. They wanted to be able to see on the Waterfall, if they see a spike, if they see a signal, then they know that they can talk to them because it falls within the span of the Waterfall. And it works out perfectly here on 80 meters. But let's go to 40 meters. Here we go. And I want to mention something to you while I'm changing bands. I'm able to change bands with the outer dial here. If you upgraded your radio to version 1.06 or is V01-06, main, display V0103, then you will lose the ability to change bands using the outer dial. So I'm told. I didn't do the update, but this is what I'm told. And also the band stacking will be messed up. Let me get back on the 7 megahertz. Okay. So on my radio, if I double tap band, I cycle through the band stacks. 3 per band. And apparently you lose that as well in that update. So I suggest you not do that update. If you did, you can go to Yaesu's website and download the previous version and then reinstall that. Of course, you will have to do a reset of the radio, and you'll lose any memories that you haven't saved off to an SD card. There's a slot here for SD card. Now, I have spoken with Yaesu about this, and they did verify that, yes, the band stacking is messed up, as well as the ability to change bands with the outer dial. They're working to solve that. So you don't need to scream at them about that. They're aware of it. But this is what I want to address. So I'm a general class operator. I don't work CW. I just do sideband, and I want my spectrum here to represent the area of 40 meters where I'm allowed to transmit. Right now it's showing 7.00 to 7.5. Well, the reason for that is because the span I've either can go 200K or I can go 500K. So now I'm showing 7.000 to 7.200. So even as an extra, while I would like to see my CW portion and my sideband portion, I can't exactly get 7.000 to 7.3. That's a nitpick, but here for you generals, it gets worse. So I'm going to long press the fix, and I'm going to set my lower boundary to 7.175. So that's the lowest frequency that you as a general can operate using voice, using sideband. Now, look, the upper edge is now 7.375. I want that to be 7.3. So I tap span. Well, I can go 100, and now it's 7.275. That's as close as I can get. I can't get 7.175 to 7.3. So I think that it's a missed opportunity, because if Yaesu allows us to long press the fix button and set the lower boundary, it seems like they stopped halfway. They didn't complete that and allow us to set the upper boundary. And the span doesn't have an option for us to enter in our own. Like, it would be nice if we could have right here where you see the blank space, it would be great if we had a button that we could press for custom. And it would bring up that keypad just like it did for fix. But for the span, we hit custom, and then we can key in what we want our upper boundary to be. So that's my nitpick, my request. I was told by a gentleman at Yaesu that I'm the only one that's requested that. So you can pretty much guess where that goes. He told me he would tell the programmers, but they really, requests like that get more attention if more and more people request the same thing. So if you agree with me that we should have a custom button to allow us to program in the upper boundary for the waterfall, then please let Yaesu know. Again, we can already do the lower boundary by long pressing the fix button. But we can't do the same for the upper boundary. So again, what we need to do is ask them to add a function here in the span options, custom, CS, sort of like their custom button over here. And when we tap that, it brings up the keypad. So pretend that I'm pressing a button that says custom, okay? All right, and now it brings up the keypad just like it does for fix. And then I put in 7.3. And that would set the upper boundary. Okay, so again, if you agree with me on that, please let Yaesu know. You can go to their website, click the Contact Us button. They tell me that gets more attention than anything else. Of course, you could also call support and let them know, but I do believe you probably get more results if you let Yaesu corporate know. And, it would also not tie up their support personnel who may be trying to help someone with an issue with their own radio. But at least let Yaesu know some way or another if you do agree with me about that nitpick, okay? Look, I like Yaesu radios. If you've been on my channel very much, you know that I like Yaesu radios. But, they're not perfect. And they need to hear from you and I when there is something where they may have missed an opportunity. Let's just put it that way. Okay, hey, thanks for watching, and thank you, Patreons, for helping me continue to bring this content. Don't forget, on the last day of June, we're going to draw a name from our list of Patreons, and that person and I will spend an hour on a Zoom meeting just talking about ham radio, anything related to ham radio that you would like to discuss. And if you want to become a Patreon, I'm going to put that at the bottom of the screen so that you can go click there and get into the drawing. And I should also mention that if you at least click the like button and the subscribe button, you can help the channel out that way. And don't forget, click the bell and you'll be notified when I upload the next video. Okay, thanks for watching, and 73 from N4H&H.